I will never forget what I asked God that day as I began to drown. Save me so I can see my son again, and I will live my life for you. Now I spend my life with family and friends in the great outdoors, using my story to tell God's story. I'm Michael Harrell, and this is Surrender Outdoors. Surrender Outdoors is brought to you in part by Flatline Digital and by Obsession Bows.
This week we're in southeastern Oklahoma. Muzzleloader season's going on. The rut was just kicking off.
All right, guys, it's October 28th. It's really foggy this morning. It's dark, so hopefully the deer didn't move a whole lot last night. I took Kobe to this spot I'm going back to this morning. Yesterday evening we had one grunting. Seen several deer. I think it's gonna be a good morning. I got my little brother with me filming for me. Brought him to film and drag my deer out if I kill one, so. You don't like that?
No.
Well, he's yelling too. No. I really do think it's gonna be a good morning. So hopefully one of these shooters comes out and I can knock him down. I think we're gonna have a lot of deer on us early. It's gonna be hard to do an interview in a tree. And like I said, it's foggy and dark, real dark. So we're gonna get after it. We'll walk down there. It's like 25 miles to my tree stand.
What?
It's about a mile for real.
The reason I was in this stand is because Saturday and Sunday I'd been hunting with my youngest son. And we'd seen a giant 8, big 8. We'd hunted him 2 days. He had to go to school Monday morning. The field I was sitting on was actually the way the deer were headed the 2 days before, so that's why I was in that stand. And I got my little brother to come film me because I had a pretty good idea I was going to see a good one. It's actually kind of a slow morning. We've seen I think we'd seen a couple does and a couple little bucks, but everything was late in the morning. We just kind of started seeing deer. The rut was just starting to kick off. They were chasing does, and this was the way that the deer had been heading in the evenings. So, and coming from in the mornings. So I moved to that. This was the first time I'd actually hunted there. It's the same stand that Chet had shot his during youth season. And so I got in there about an hour before daylight to get set up. It was just after 9. My little brother told me there was a pretty good deer coming up from behind us. So it took me a minute to be able to see it. By the time I seen it, it actually got on the neighbors, in a draw on the neighbors right off the fence. And when I first seen it, I told him, I said, no, it ain't a shooter. And but when it worked over and got in front of us, I realized what deer it was. It's a deer I had pictures of. And I told him, if he crosses that fence onto us, I'm gonna take him. So anyway, it was about an hour into it, and I just happened to look over at the camera, and I had 4 minutes left on battery life. So I told him to shut the camera, turn it off, shut it, and that just to be ready. When it jumped the fence, flip it on, and I'd try to stop him and get it. So.
Bushwhackers Land Clearing provides cost-effective land clearing and brush grinding services in Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and surrounding areas. Our environmentally conscious approach keeps soil disturbance to a minimum. And we can use selective land clearing to clear only the trees you want removed. Bushwhackerslandclearing.com. Commercial, farm and ranch, and right-of-way clearing. 580-920-5039.
Shamrock's Bank Online and mobile app technology was created to add more time to your day. You can do almost anything from the convenience of your phone or laptop. You're more than a customer. We are more than a bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get a deal on the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Get an L-Series tractor for 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $1,600.
This segment of Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by 4 Elements Performance Apparel, Heaven Sent Whitetail Attractant, Outright Hunting Products Morph Pro, and Better the Hunts Bow Mitt.
And I told him, you know, if he crosses that fence onto us, I'm going to take him. And I just happened to look over at the camera, and I had 4 minutes left on battery life. I just happened to look over at the camera, and I had 4 minutes left on battery life. So I told him to, you know, shut the camera, turn it off, shut it, and that just to be ready, you know, when it jumped the fence, flip it on, and I'd try to stop him and get it. So, and that's kind of quick. That's kind of exactly what happened. He jumped the fence. Ended up, I shot him at 25 yards with a muzzleloader. So.
Alright guys, I just shot a pretty nice one. Our battery's almost dead, so we had it off. We missed some good footage, but he was on the neighbors. I mean, just right on the other side of the fence. I grunted, anyway, the doe finally crossed on us. I shot him at 30 yards with a muzzleloader. I wish I'd had my bow. I'm pretty sure he's done and down right there. But we've been watching this deer for an hour, and like I said, we had to quit recording him because we've had the camera on. He's been in there forever, and we had so many deer out here. We've left the camera on, and it was flashing. The battery was flashing. I'm pretty sure he's done right there. He's just a clean 10, really nice deer.
The muzzleloader actually didn't go off right. If you hunted it, the powder went off, and then I actually out of reaction, the powder went off, and I wasn't even looking through the scope when that gun went off. So if he'd have been 50 yards, I'd have missed him.
All right, guys, we seen that buck go down. We can see his belly from here. Went back and watched the footage. He wasn't on him quite as long as I thought, but we got footage of him over here. Like I said, the battery was going dead. We got the shot on there. We got plenty of B-roll of him. We missed the doe coming. She come across the fence. He jumped the fence. It all happened so fast. He hadn't been pushing her at all. Just been with her. And as soon as she crossed the fence, he jumped it, and she winded us because they were straight downwind. I mean, we had to do it right then. He's a good deer. Got a kicker. He's 11-1. All right, guys, here he is. We drug him out and got him up to the front field and cleaned up. But as you can see, we had a pretty good hunt this morning. We're sitting on a field that's pretty grew up that these bucks we'd catch them there in the mornings coming out, heading back to their bed. We didn't see a whole lot. We seen a few deer, little bucks, and then we had this one push a doe out right down our property line. We watched him for about 45 minutes, and I was able to bleed him in with the Sag Daddy, and got him to cross the fence. I shot him right under me at 20 yards. Seen him go down. It's just an awesome hunt. Anyway, we're gonna get him loaded up and go take a few pictures. Anyway, it's an awesome hunt, and I appreciate my little brother coming and filming me.
Hoffman Sanitation Services, servicing southeastern Oklahoma and North Texas. One stop for all your sanitation needs. If you need your septic or aerobic system pump, portable toilets for your construction site or special event, give us a call. Hoffman Sanitation Services. Go to hoffmansanitation.com.
Getting supplies for your next home project? Or maybe gearing up to hit the outdoors? We carry a wide variety of essentials for whatever you're doing next. Tisch Lumber, where service makes a difference.
Blackburns, your plumber is on the way.
This segment of Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by Lynch Lawn and Landscape, Advantech Pest Services, Taco Casa, Durant and Calera, and Brewer's Auto Sales.
Hey guys, it's November 7th. It's about 10 minutes after 3. I wanted to get in here a little earlier, but had some things to do. Didn't get done till wasn't able to leave the house till about 2. By the time you drive out here and then carry everything in down to this bottom, it takes a while to get set up. But I was getting settled in, and had a deer blowing back over here. Didn't sound real big. There's a bunch of does that stay down in this bottom. I think it was one of them does, but I was almost situated. I was about to sit down and looked over, and there was a buck standing right here beside me, staring at me. Just a little 2-year-old, a little wider in his ears, just forks. He ran out there about 35, 40 yards and stood there for a couple minutes, and then he trotted back across the creek. He wasn't spooked too bad. He never smelt me. But I haven't hunted down here in a while. The 8-point I was hunting, I thought he was gone, but I'm 99% positive. I had 2 pictures of him the other night, the night of the 4th. So hoping he'll show up, or hoping that 9-point that I missed yesterday morning will show up and give me another shot. But anyway, I'm gonna get quiet, get settled in, and hope for a good evening. Smoked him. He was quartered to just a hair, but he had turned. And he's right at 20 21. I made sure I buried the pin on him. I didn't want to miss like I did yesterday morning, but that's an 8-point. I had pictures of him. He just showed up. He's a new deer. I was going to call him Old Man because I think he's an old deer. His face is all gray and white. I'm pretty sure he went down right there in the creek. He didn't go 30, 40 yards, and he went down.
Justin Boone with Brian Appraisal and Realty understands the importance of your hard-earned dollar. Justin specializes in farm, ranch, and recreational properties. Give Justin a call no matter your realty needs. And remember, integrity still matters.
Hello, Texas Homeland. Ken Lefevre's here with Tishomingo Chevrolet. I'd like to invite you to our dealership. If you're looking for a hometown family business you can trust, Tishomingo Chevrolet is exactly what you're looking for. We are a proud small town dealership and we do what it takes.
Computer Services, this is Alex. We offer on-site IT services, computer cleanup, repair, and upgrades. We also provide website development and maintenance. Thanks for calling Computer Services. We look forward to working with you.
Family owned and operated, Bill's Custom Processing specializes in beef, pork, and deer. Bill's offers a variety of smoke sticks, grilling brats, jerkies, and summer sausages. Give us a call to schedule your appointment today.
Get a deal on the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Get an L-Series tractor for 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $1,600.
This segment of Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by Touch of Nature Custom Woodworks, BM Surveying, and Southern Sportsman's Whitetail Foundation, raising funds to provide guided hunts to disabled veterans and kids. To donate or contribute, please contact us at any time.
Smoked him. He was quarter to just a hair, but he had turned. He's right at 20, 21. I made sure I buried the pin on him. I'm pretty sure he went down right there in the creek. He didn't go 30, 40 yards, and he went down. That feels good after missing yesterday. I was kind of down on myself a little bit, but oh yeah, it feels good. Kind of took me by surprise. I was sitting here and it's kind of thick right over in here, and I looked up and he was right there. At first I thought it was at 9 I missed, but he's not my biggest buck, but he's an old mature deer. He's just got an old white gray face. He's definitely a mature deer, which is what I'm after. It's 4:08. Still got an hour and 45, 50 minutes till dark. I just got down to take a look at my arrow, and I can see the buck laying right there. There's my stand I was in, and there's my buck. Put a number on him. He didn't go nowhere. I'm gonna walk over here and take a look at my arrow, and it's still early, so I'm gonna try to get him out of here because I plan on hunting back here in the morning. This is just one of those spots bucks cruise through. A bunch of acorns in here, does, and I've been pouring a little feed out mixed with a little corn. After I shot him, I had another little yearling buck come by. I was messing around, but well, guys, here he is. Took me a while to get him out. It's been raining a lot, and it's real muddy. Couldn't get the truck in, and couldn't drag him out, so I had to come back to Caddo, get the four-wheeler. But it's a fun hunt. I got settled in a little after 3. Had one blowing at me right after I got in the stand, and hadn't been there very long. A little buck come by, and then had a little 6-point come by, and then this guy came in. This one just showed up on the covert cameras, and I was looking at the pictures, and I was like, man, he don't have the biggest rack, but he's got an old gray face, and I don't know if he's just kind of downhill or if he just never was much or what, but I do think he's a mature deer. Got a little kicker there, but kind of felt good to, after missing yesterday, it felt good to make a good shot and get one down. So anyway, it's been a couple hours now, so I'm gonna get him hung up, get him skin out. It's plenty cold enough, but today is November 7th, so I'm off the next 4 days. So I'm gonna hang with it, keep at it, see if I can get my second tag filled, and then I can concentrate on maybe during rifle season getting my daughter on a good one.
Well, these Hodge boys are two brothers that always find a way to get it done when it comes to hunting and fishing. They seem to think a lot alike. And that reminds me of the first letter that Paul wrote to the Corinthians, where he's talking to them about being like-hearted and like-minded. Listen to this. Now I exhort you, brothers, meaning beg, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you all agree that there will be no division among you, but that you may be made complete in the same mind and in the same judgment. Meaning that all brothers and sisters in Christ, we should all think alike. Same heart, same mind. Join us next week as I'll be hunting with my brother and we'll be giving back to some veterans. And as always, God bless you.